Welcome back, everyone, to Day 5 of Invictus, and we have Aegis in the Expo Hall. Lots of great ships to rent from this manufacturer, so check it out if you have time to get in game. Starting today, we've got 3 waves for the Aegis Idris and Aegis Javelin. Check out the times here. Then this weekend, May 25th and 26th, we have the Drake and Kraken and the Privateer version of it available on these 3 waves. All right, straight into the Warbond CCUs. We've got a surprise today. We've actually got more than one. So I'm going to start off with the brand new ship, the Saber Firebird. Sorry, I'm totally grew up during the 80s, but I never liked the Firebird, so I dislike this ship because of its name. I don't know. I haven't flown it yet though, so we'll see. But right off the bat, we're saving $15 on a brand new ship that's getting released. No idea what its flight characteristics are because again, it's a brand new ship. But we've got some options here. Obviously, it's only ever had one, folks. So today, mark today on your calendars, the first time the Saber Firebird was released for a Warbond. Gladiator makes a good choice. The SRV makes a good choice. There were Warbonds to this. Prospector. I don't know how many the Prospector has had. I think it's had a few, though. I mean, I think it's had 2 this year, at least 2 this year, maybe 4 or 5 total in its lifespan is totally possible. So it's often enough, right? Razor EX, I don't know about. I don't think it's had any ever. I don't think the Razor EX has ever had one. Hornet Mark 1, getting down the price stack though. I mean, spend 20 to save 15. I don't like that. I'm not going to cover that one. So the Gladiator for sure has had one, and I think I have one of the old freebies that upgrades to the Gladiator as well. I think I've got a Mantis to Gladiator Warbond as well, so at least one. SRV, as far as it's had a few. It's had quite a few. And the Prospector has. So really, I mean, these two both make good choices. Anvil is 23rd, 24th, so we could have a chance then. So it's at least possible. I would probably go with the Gladiator because I have one. But again, if you haven't been playing long, SRV or Prospector are probably better choices, even though the Prospector loses some cash. Spend 15 to save 15, so it's not as good. But it's common enough that y'all might have one already, and that would make sense for you. If you already have the Prospector Warbond, or a Warbond to the Prospector rather, then maybe skip these and just take the take the $10 hit. If you don't have any of them, I would say maybe hold out for the Gladiator. Right now we've got Anvil in a couple days. At least it's a possibility then. And I think this one might hit more often in the future because they're going to do a gold pass on this one. So I would probably go with the Gladiator, but the SRV is also a good choice. Not quite a toss-up. For some reason, I'm leaning towards Gladiator. Again, if you already have the Prospector, that makes sense. Anything else price-wise doesn't really work out for saving as much money as you can. So after the Saber Firebird, we've got the Retaliator. This is the base model. I think it's increased by like $10 over the years, and I'm actually surprised it didn't see a huge increase. It used to be like 150, and now Warbond is 160. So I don't remember when the actual price increase happened. I'm trying to look through the CCU game app, and it was 150 for a really long time since I can remember. So it's clearly gone through an price increase. So if you had purchased something like a $145 ship, right? $5 bump. So like if you had gone from the Razor or the Ghost, or the Razor, that's the only one. So if you had purchased a non-Warbond Razor to Retaliator $5 upgrade before it had its price increase, you'd be way better off right now. Like way better off, right? That's how speculation comes into play when you're playing the CCU game. You could have known, everybody knew that the Retaliator was getting its gold pass this last 6-month period, or maybe 12 months. I forget when it was actually mentioned officially that it was getting its gold pass. But if you bought back then a $5 upgrade from the Razor to the Retaliator at its original $150 price tag, you would have spent $5 in store credit, by the way, to get a $25 increase in value. That would have been a killer play. I wish I had done that. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. That would have been a good one, though. But anyway, today it's a discount of $15 for the Retaliator, and the options are a few here. Prospector makes really good sense because it's $155 and it's had quite a few Warbonds, so it makes a really good choice here. The Razor EX never has, and the rest is, what's that? Spend 10 to save 15. That's not bad, I guess. What about the tracker? I don't know. Tracker's had one or two, maybe zero. It had a price increase. So it used to be cheaper. It used to be $140 ship, and now it's $150. So it used to be cheaper. That's a tough one. So yeah, it hasn't had a Warbond, so I wouldn't recommend that one. Freelancer Max, same thing. It's had like one, but it's also, you're losing $5 right off the top. So I wouldn't do that one. I would go with the Prospector. That's probably the best play here. And believe it or not, we've got a third one today. I'm going to have to eat my words because it's a first. Today is the first time that the Gladius Valiant has had a Warbond CCU. Look at that. It's a $10 discount, not huge, but hey, we like seeing these sub $150 ships actually finally hit the discount pile, right? First Warbond for this particular ship, and it hasn't seen a price increase, so this is just good pricing. So let's go look through it here. We've got the Mako, the Gladius, the Hull A, maybe the Storm, the Herald, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the Mako has never had a Warbond. The Gladius has, which is interesting because you're upgrading from a Gladius to another Gladius. But the Gladius has had a few. I think it had 2 last year alone. I would expect this one to hit the Warbond sale circuit rather more often as well. I think the Hull A's had a few as well. For being such a new ship, I think it's had like at least one that's been recent, maybe last year at this time. Recent, I guess, is all a matter of perspective when I'm talking about a year ago. So the Hull A has had one, and considering it's a pretty new ship, that's a good sign. Those are both really good choices at the same $90 price point. I wouldn't go for the Mako. I don't know until they revamp these whether or not they're ever going to hit the Warbond sales. And MISC already occurred this ILW, so it's less likely to turn up unless I suppose it's in the finale, the grand finale on the last day or two. I guess it could be possible, but again, I don't think it's ever had one that I can remember. And I don't see it in the CCU game app either. So I would go with the Gladius. This would be my choice, from the Gladius to the Gladius Valiant. That's the best option, I think. Thanks for joining me once again for a CCU Warbond analysis. I hope this information finds you well and helps you save some cash on these long chains that we're building. That's it for me, folks. Zi-Tek, out.